Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. I know this is the third day of the symposium, and usually people are so tired and very inspired by the night before. Who joined yesterday, the whole day? Did you guys stay for the playing with the Earth globe? Yeah, Patrick's closing talks are always the highlight.
6 times is my name.
Okay, so for this meeting, for this face-to-face meeting today, the working group decided that we're gonna use our time together and with the new people to actually do a fun workshop and a little experiment. The people who put things together are myself, Gautam. We had also Christopher McCauley as one of our main investigator, and we have Gaurav, who is helping with all the randomization, helping all of the logistics
It's
today.
a master of ceremony. If you have any logistic questions, please ask Gaurav. He's way in the back.
And then Patrick, Ryan, and Martine helped us in setting up the sequence of the events. So it's so our results are useful or valid scientifically. And then John Hopkins is hosting or helping us with the IRB process for all the data that will be collected today.
So this is this under the Institutional Review Board of Johns Hopkins University. Here is the protocol. So I'm just going to keep it out here. You can circulate amongst yourself.
And as a reminder, everything is being recorded. We have an informed consent. We have some online participants. If at any point you feel uncomfortable or not feeling good, you can ask us to stop. You can leave. You can ask us to stop the recording. It's all under your control. All good? Okay. So the working group, so as I said, we co-lead the Phenotype Working Group, and our mission is really to improve the quality and the reliability of the evidence we generate from observational data by advancing the science of phenotype development and evaluation. And if you choose to join to be here today, then hopefully you know what a phenotype is. It's in observational science we use this word and we're like, oh, phenotype, and then if you meet somebody from the from like biology or pathology, they're like, what, phenotypes? That's completely something else from what you guys talk about with code lists and stuff. But we believe the phenotyping is one of the most important building blocks for any observational study. And that's where we think also, that's where we always make our mistakes. But that's where we have a big opportunity of improvement to improve the evidence we generate from our observational data. Okay, so the area of focus of the working group, we develop phenotypes for the use of the community for multiple use cases for different organizations. We work on improving the best practices. We do method research for improving phenotyping, and we work on open source tools like cohort diagnostics, the phenotype library, and others to help the community. Okay. And this year, if you're familiar with OHDSI and the working group, every work group is assigned is tasked to come up with objectives, with OKRs for the year. And for 2025, I slipped to the next slide. Sorry. So just to give you an idea of the working group and what we have achieved, at least over the last 5 years, we have an OHDSI Phenotype library that this working group established and made available publicly for the community. We host the funny and famous events of Phenotype February every year, and we have completed 4 starting 2020. Out of this working group, we have already published 5 peer-reviewed articles, thanks to our clinical experts and phenotypers and members of this working group that work hard to improve the scientific scholarship. We supported more than 10 OHDSI network studies to work on their phenotypes. We started from the days of COVID, where the community came together to inform the awful situation the world was going through, and we developed all those COVID ASI's outcomes and many others. We helped in How Often initiative, the SOS challenges, and last year the community started this guideline-driven evidence generation where we helped in the phenotyping and those clinical questions that came out of that. And the most important achievement that we are all very proud of is we got a lot of collaborations. We established a lot of relationships across different academic and industrial organizations, and we're very, very proud of this. We have many friends across the community and across the working group. I want to take a moment to talk a little bit about Jamie. For who are active in the Phenotype Working Group and who were with us last year and the year before and the year before in this very specific place, just the room across of us last year and the room next to us the year before. Jamie was actually one of the people who led the Phenotype Working Group meetings face-to-face. He presented his research, his PhD's work last year in this very specific meeting. He told us about his work on measurement error in phenotyping and its effect on observational evidence. I think it was the last piece of work that he delivered before he got very ill. And we lost him by the summer of this year.
Yeah, just wanted to add up to that. This work that we do as part of the OHDSI community, it is a truly a community. It's a family. Jamie Weaver, when he presented his measurement error research last year, he stayed at our house and we practiced together, and we watched, his mental physical state deteriorate, but he persevered to communicate the message. He practiced and practiced and practiced to overcome that disability. And we were there. So we truly owe a lot of debt to his work to the community, and we encourage you to disseminate the scholarship program that the university is offering to continue his work.
So for younger folks here and people who are interested in phenotyping and the science of phenotyping, Jamie didn't get to finish his dissertation. However, Oxford is awarding a scholarship for students who are interested in this field, in the field of phenotype, to actually finish Jamie's work and deliver his dissertation funded by Oxford. So we are very looking forward that his work continue and we get to disseminate his work just as if he was here. And because if Jamie was here, he would want us to do the workshop today and continue, and he would be so excited about what we're going to achieve today. So we're going to do all our best to make this day a really useful and scientific day for everybody. So the reason we are here today is because at the beginning of the year, as part of our OKR, we as a working group said that we're going to work on an evaluation of advanced method for concept set generation through AI. The big machine in the room, the LLMs that are our talks for the last 2 years now. And at the beginning of the year, we said that if these methods are going to come and disturb and change the way we're working, we want to have a scientific way to evaluate how good they do things before we go ahead and change all our processes and adopt the new technology. And so the workshop today, So the workshop today is exactly to do that. I am only 3 minutes late, which is very achievement for my scale, for my record. Okay, so our agenda today, we already went through the welcome and some of the logistics. You already here got randomized as you were walking in. All of you that are on this side, other than the table on the corner there, are participants in this exercise of selecting codes.
Yeah, so participants, you have chosen to be a participant. That means that you are not committed to any clinical idea. You are free to walk around and watch as observers, but you're not allowed to influence or engage with the participants.
No, you can talk. It's fine.
Okay.
You don't have to be silent.
This is how it happens. By the way, we are husband and wife, so as you can tell. So there's 2 levels that you have self-identified to. There is the advanced level, and you are the not advanced level. See, those 2 individuals are going to be developing the concept sets for the clinical idea that your table is assigned to. Now, we expect that an advanced person sits next to a not advanced person. So if you're sitting next to a person who's of your same color, please move around and change seats. So that's one ask of you. Second, open your laptop. Make sure you have connected to the Wi-Fi and the internet, because we will be using Atlas. We have a dedicated Atlas instance that you will be working on. So we need to talk about split now.
Yeah, hold on. Let me so we have at 8:30 is where we're going to start building concept sets. So we have some logistics we're going to go over. Gautam already started with make sure that you are on the table that you were randomized to. That's number one. Make sure that you are sitting next to somebody who is not your color. At 8:30, we're going to start the clock for the actual concept set, so we still have some time. The agenda, we will from 8:30 to 9:45 is the time you have to build or select codes using the Atlas, open Atlas that we're going to get you to go on your laptops. At 9:45, pencil will be down, the Atlas will be closed. We're going to take a break. We're going to take the results that we're going to take the concepts that you're all going to submit. The Gen AI arms have already submitted their concepts. And then we're going to show you the level of agreement at that point. We're not going to tell you which is right, which is wrong. We're just going to look at agreement results between the Gen AI tools and the human table. And then after that, we still need to establish gold standard because we don't consider the human work or the Gen AI work is the actually gold standards. And that's why we have an expert, a clinical practicing expert in every of these disease areas on the table that will work that will function as an adjudicator for concepts that were not agreed upon. We're going to go through the adjudication. And that's where we don't have control. We don't know how many concepts or codes will be disagreed upon. So an adjudicator may have a list of 4 concepts or 500. And that's why we can't control time. We're going to work until 12 with adjudication. If we have finished any adjudication, phenotype concept set fully adjudicated, we can actually show you the results today. We have real-time analysis that's going to happen. If not, that's going to be something done post the workshop. Once we finish the adjudication, we'll have time from our working group meeting time to just talk about the results of this experiment. Okay, so that is the agenda. So hopefully by 12, we will be able to reveal some results.
Check in with us and get randomized to a single. Please come and make sure that you get that from us before you get it. Also, in the upper left corner of your consent or the randomization is there. That should correspond to the number on the placard of the table. So make sure that you're at the table that you were randomized to.
Name of the table.
If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to anyone.
Okay. In the last 2 minutes, I just want to make clear what is the objective of the work of this experiment workshop. So we're going to evaluate. Hold on.
Do you want me to say it?
We're going to evaluate the performance that includes both the accuracy, completeness, and precision of Gen AI-driven approaches compared to a rigorous consensus-based human-led workflow for the task of translating standardized clinical descriptions, that's a long way of saying phenotypes, into phenotype concept set, that is a code list, utilizing a dynamic created gold standard. Because the gold standard, we'll explain it later in the next session, so you understand what exactly is the gold standard here. And our primary hypothesis is that the primary analysis focus on the comparison of the primary performance metric, the prevalence weighted F-score between the Gen AI workflows and the human workflow. So we technically have 2 approaches, the Gen AI and the human. However, the Gen AI sitting there on the table in the corner, we actually across the community and even from outside the community, we had 4 or 5. 4 Gen AI workflows that were submitted. So we were feeling comfortable that we tried to capture the work that is being developed in the community for using of Gen AI in selection of concepts. So we don't have 1, we don't have 2, we have 4 already coming from students and scientists who've been working on this problem.
Okay. So I'm going to skip over the statistical analysis plan and the whole details. That's in the protocol. We can talk about it in detail. You have access to all of these documents. I'm going to show you where it is. If you go to the OHDSI tenant, which is a public resource, you can have access to those in this location. under the protocol and methods, and there are many content on your table that includes a checklist. That please look at the checklist to make sure that you have all the things that are in the checklist. So in the interest of time, I'm going to start the assignment process right now. So so just to confirm, is everybody randomly assigned? You're not sitting at a table without being assigned to the table, correct? And you have a color, and you're sitting next to a person who's not your color. Okay. Now, I want you to think about splitting yourself into 2 groups inside that table. So we're doing a split and reconcile. So you're going to spend 20 minutes to a split, and you're going to build a concept set expression with that subgroup. And that subgroup's going to work on, that's my daughter asking me to create that. Beautiful. So the Atlas instance is short. If you go to the short URL.at, and then here on the wall is JZRTC. JZ small RTC. Is that correct? JZRTC, correct. Okay. So when you click JZRTC, you're going to go to an Atlas instance that has been set up just for this purpose. If you go, and then from at Atlas instance, you go to the concept sets tab. In the concept set tabs are pre-populated names. Those names have a naming convention. I'm just going to quickly walk you through that naming convention so you understand what to look for. First of all, look for the clinical idea. If you are working on systemic lupus erythematosus, it is SLE. If you are working on diabetic macular edema, it is diabetes macular edema. So inside those are a third position, which is S01, S02, S03. Every group, every table is going to be split into 2 subgroups. Identify yourself as either 01 or 02 and pick one of them.
Every table split into 2 groups. One will be 1 and the other one will be 2.
So if you're on the right side, you're 01. If you're on the left side, you're 02. Right side 01, left side 02. Split yourself into 2, and your task is to build concept set expressions.
All good. All good? So split the 2. Each subgroup will work on it. We will have half an hour for that.
No, it's less than that. You're 20 minutes.
20 minutes. Well,
Less than 20 minutes. Yeah.
Slight change of time though.
What's that?
We're ending at
no, it's
So,
phase
okay.
1 at 9:30 down.
Yeah. So the phase
30 minutes.
phase 1 is 9:30. You got the times right? Okay.
We're good. You have 30 minutes.
The inputs on your table is the clinical description document. Does everybody have the clinical description document?
Go ahead, make the announcement.
We're done. Woo!
Okay, this concludes the first part of the experiment.
Atlas instance is locked. Nice job.
So logistics, now we're going to take a break, a less than 10 minutes break. Meanwhile, the backend team is going to extract the work that you've done, and they are going to start doing comparison between the submissions of the AI team and your submissions. And by the time you come back from your coffee break, we will have some preliminary results of AI versus human. May the best soft tissue win.
one more logistic thing. So we're going to take a break, and as soon as we come, before we start adjudication, we're going to hear from the LLM scientists on their exact process using LLM. So you're going to hear how we prompt those LLM to do the same exact task you guys did. But then we're going to start adjudication right after. You can all help in the adjudication as people who understand these codes, work with these codes in your clinical research, but you cannot be on the same table adjudicating the same idea that you worked on. So when you come back, sit randomly where you want to be on any table, but don't sit on the table you started in today. And then you can see the expert adjudicate, and you can stress the expert and say, well, I think this code is whatever. It just can't be the same clinical idea that you worked on.
All the clinical leads, could you please stand up?
And here are our adjudicators.
Erica, you stood up at the wrong time. All right, could you please introduce yourself just for that, it's 2 more minutes. I'm waiting for the atlas to be locked. Can you please introduce yourself really quick for the team and what disease area you're representing?
Okay, so I'm Liz, rheumatology. I'm doing RN.
I'm Evan Minty. I'm a general internist, and I'll be looking at DBT.
Chris Meckley, rheumatology, lupus, and scleroderma.
Cindy Kai, retina specialist. I'll be doing DME.
Brian Toy, retina UVA specialist.
Excellent. So you guys are dismissed. Take your break, because when they go and you guys come back, sit at the table, set up your computers, and you'll be given. You'll be sitting at your table, listening to the AI talks.
Okay, great stuff.
Come back at 9:45.